Christ is among us.
He is now, he shall be.
Please have a seat, gentlemen, have a seat. Subdeacon Nicholas, what was the translation of the epistle you used today?
It said preceptors.
It said precept. Yeah, you noticed right away, right?
Oh, yeah.
But which text was it?
This is just the OCA text.
Just the OCA text. I wonder where they got it.
Yeah.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17 says, obey your, usually it's translated leaders. This was preceptors, which I thought was a really good old-fashioned word to use. Does anybody know what the word preceptor means? It's from probably a Latin root, right? What's another word that sounds like that? Interceptor, right? What does an interceptor do? It gets in between or it gets in the way. So that's the key idea. Enter in getting into and sept the way. The interceptor gets in your way. The preceptor, what's pre mean? Forward. So it's a person who goes in the way ahead of you or before you. That is a fantastic definition for what this is talking about in terms of leaders. Obey your leaders. That is to say, follow those who have gone before you. Not just those who are wandering around, not knowing what they're doing. Not those who are just standing in place telling you what to do and not doing it themselves. Watch for those who are already ahead, who have gone that way, and follow them in the way. And that's why some translations say leaders, others even say more precisely maybe guides, those who have gone ahead of you. The other verb there that doesn't get a lot of questioning, but it probably should, is the first, is obey. Obey those who have gone ahead of you. That verb in Greek is interesting because it's not usually used as obey. It's usually used kind of more in the reverse, where it's persuade or be persuaded or be convinced or confident of. So it's not obey in the kind of a blind sense of just do whatever they tell you. It's have confidence and be persuaded by their good example, by their behavior, because they have gone in the way ahead of you. So this leaders, they're not talking about just every leader, but you could apply it to any good leader that you encounter. It's talking about spiritual leaders in the life of the church. Leaders in the life of the church are those who are a little bit far ahead along on the journey than you, that you can follow because you have confidence in them, because you've seen their good conduct, you've seen their good spiritual life, you've seen their humility, whatever it is. So you follow them, you obey their image and model in that respect. It's not kind of a military command and orders type of approach is what's doing there. That's why it says, submit therefore to them, because they are held accountable for you. When a person becomes a spiritual leader in the church, it's not just because they have a little bit of progress ahead along the way, but they've also taken personal responsibility to help guide those who are following, who are coming after them. So every single one of us can play the role of that, because every single one of us, until Christ comes again, there's going to be people coming after us. Even if you're a Sunday school student, there are little kids who are looking at you, younger kids in the younger ages, and even the toddlers are watching you. And they want to see how you behave in the church and how you conduct yourself in Sunday school and how you pray to God and are faithful to Jesus Christ and how you show kindness and forgiveness and mercy. You don't have to wait until you're dressed in fancy robes. You can do that today. And for all of us who think we know something, of course, the church presents us, the saints, to say we have a long way to go. There is quite a journey ahead of us, and the saints are still guiding us on that way and are accountable for us and praying for us and being guides to us still. So wherever we are on the journey of Christian life, this principle of being confident in those who have gone before us, that is to say, obey your leaders, that is what we are doing. In the life of the church, when we don't do that, that's when we get into trouble. Now, there are some times when you're going to go into a place no one has ever been. That happens too. But even so, you take the principles that you learned from your forebears, from your preceptors, and you follow in the best way. We had a good example of this a few years ago. Not that there was never a pandemic in history or a massive apocalyptic event of some sort, not that this was, but we had never in our generation or in the life of anyone really gone through anything like that before, right? So we had to kind of figure it out as we went. And, we made mistakes, we learned from our mistakes, we went along, and so forth. But we followed the precepts, if you will, of those who had gone before us. We obeyed our spiritual leaders. We practiced the principles of humility and trust in those who have wisdom. And that's what we did. Sometimes we trusted in maybe people that had authority. Maybe they shouldn't have been exercising that authority. I don't know. History will tell. History will tell. But what we did out of good intention, right? We followed out of good intention. And we practiced our Christian precepts to obey our spiritual leaders in that process, even as difficult as that was. But we forged a new way doing that. We had gone where no one else had gone before at the same time. So brothers and sisters, no matter where you are in life, no matter how well trodden the path or how new of a frontier it may be, you have those who have gone before you in the spiritual sense who are good examples and guides for you. So I hope that you will look at St. Nicholas today, follow his good example of mercy, kindness, and justice wherever he went with all those that were under his care, that you will look at the St. Nicholases in your own parish who have also been good examples to the community and follow their good example as well. And then you in turn will be a good example to those ahead of you. Christ is among us.